is the Big O Show. This 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 is...
So here's the putting green. See? There you go. Got two flags. One was over there where Cutter's Edge Pro. It's not coming out now. Come on. Come on, wind. Give me a little wind. No, unfortunately. But there you go. And this one says Big O here. There you go. So there's my putting green. It's about, I would say about 25 feet, something like that. I get to practice, have a little fun. See? And then, of course, we got, the bunkers. Got to have the bunkers, man. Got all kinds of bunkers there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a taste of our backyard. There's Maiden right there. Maiden. Bono, how you doing, Bono? Bono. He's a Carolina dog, by the way. These dogs are amazing. Their temperaments are awesome. But there is the Sylvester Palm, which is just beautiful. All right, call my guys, Will and Mike at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Dogs are not included, okay? Can't include the dogs. Those are mine. But the exceptional work, oh, baby. Oh, baby, yes. Make your home an oasis. CuttersEdgePro.com. Go to their Instagram page, by the way, so you can see a lot of the before and after work that they do. And it is exceptional, baby. This thing's been on here for about 9 months. No grass growing through it or anything like that. Right, Bono? Huh? Bono!
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Hialeah Park Casino is turning 10, and we're bringing you an anniversary bash like never before. See $1 million, win $1 million. Join us every Saturday in August, where 10 lucky customers will have a chance to take home $1 million. Snap a selfie with $1 million in cash, post it on social media, and get ready to win even more fantastic prizes. Come to Hialeah Park Casino's 10th anniversary celebration and make history with us. When you see $1 million, win $1 million.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayum is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayum, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayum can help. Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Welcome aboard. Good morning, boys and girls. Ready to rock on a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday because the Dolphins are already making moves. You guys are making moves. You're already hitting the like button, which I like that. Although there's 44 of you and there's 20 likes. So good morning with a like. Let's go. Let's go. Do you like that the Dolphins already have a 6-rounder in Dan Feeney? You know, it's one of those where Feeney, you knew he was a center and he could snap. So he was a backup. And remember that you got several offensive line dudes there with McDaniel, with Smith, and obviously with the new coach, Barry. And so they must feel that something must be going on there with another player. They must like Olave, the rookie, at center as a backup, and think that there's not much of a difference between him and Feeney. By the way, Dan Feeney was not like he's a solid football player, but it wasn't like oh my God, he's the second coming and you lost him or whatever. So good move. If you feel that you're either going to trade for another center that you're already working on, or that Eichenberg can get the job done, or that the rookie Olave can get the job done, which, by the way, Olave was not one of the rookies that I had making the team, okay? My guy Cam Good, he's in the mix still. But so yesterday or last night, they made the move for Feeney and moving him to the Bears and picking up a 6th-rounder. You know, obviously with the whole Jonathan Taylor thing hanging over everybody's head. By the way, Cameron Wolf joins us today, but I have pushed his interview to late in the afternoon. Why? We'll wait till the 4 o'clock cuts, and then we'll do or trade. If the Jonathan Taylor trade happens to drop, then we'll talk about all that stuff. So be alert on the platform for that. Manny Navarro's interview will be dropping on the platform very soon at Big O Radio Show, of course. This channel is only for the live shows. OJ McDuffie will be joining us today at 10:30. So we'll talk to Juice here at 10:30, and we'll have a little fun with him. I've been going back and forth with him, and I want to kind of wait till like training camp and now get it going. I had some good football conversations with Juice and Juice knows me really well. So that's a good thing because I've been dealing with Juice for 30 years. So, from when he was a player to, all the way through as a former player, broadcaster, all that good stuff. So we'll get Juice on and we'll have some fun with him. Because and the good thing is he knows my history really, really well. So he's one of those guys, it's like Zach and, some of those guys that I've been around for a long time. So they kind of know me really well and they know what kind of dude I am. So we'll have some fun with Juice at 10:30 here on the show. So expect the Manny Navarro one. We just had the interview with him a little while ago, half hour ago. And so that should be dropping very, very soon. You can enjoy that one. We had a good interview with Manny and some good information there talking about the Miami of Ohio game going on. Let's see what we got here. Wow, 83 in the chat, 52 on the likes. You guys are hitting it. I love it. That gets the algorithms going. It gets the new channel out there. Okay. So remember, we need watch hours. That's how we get paid is watching, And so I know live shows are different. And that's why it's a lot harder with a live show because people are working. You all have lives. So you pop in for 5 minutes, you pop in for 30 minutes, you pop in for 10 minutes. It's very inconsistent when it comes to live. You know what I mean? Pre-recorded, everybody, once they hit it, they plan on watching it. You know what I mean? So when you do a live show, it's a whole different ballgame. So I appreciate all of you out there that are hitting the like button because that spreads the word. We have to get to 1,000 subscribers in order to monetize this channel, and we have to get to 4,000 hours viewed in order to monetize this channel. So let's keep working it, man. Let's keep working it, and appreciate any of you out there that are watching the shows, the extra shows, all that kind of stuff. Very kind of you all, because if you can rewatch a show 2 or 3, 4 times, and yes, it does end up counting. So appreciate it. Thank you all out there, as always, for supporting us the way you do. Jamie Zorrilla in San Jose, #1 in the house. Wishing everybody a great day. Remember to smash the like button, people, and fins up. Yes, and hit the notification bell because that tells you when we go live, when Squared Circle Digest, the wrestling show, goes live, and the Crypto Bro Show will be on this channel, and I'm bringing it back, okay? As I've said, I just really was not looking forward to doing crypto the last, 8 months because it was just walking you off the ledge. And I've said since last year that we were going to be in a bear market, although I was surprised in January and February, the jump. I didn't expect that. That was... I would have never guessed that. I would have been wrong there. I thought we were going to be in hell like we've been like the last couple of months, except for Bitcoin. Bitcoin really hasn't suffered that much. It's gone down a little bit, but it's still super strong compared to the stock market and compared to the altcoins. But I've said that we're going to start getting out of this in September or October. So I'm going to start the show now in September or October because I think we're going to start getting out of this and working our way to the beginning of the year. And then obviously the people that are in charge now are going to manipulate their way and try to make it look really pretty by the end of 2024 so they can get reelected. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. So I kind of feel that we're going to start getting out of it in the final quarter. So I'm going to bring back Crypto Bro Show, and we're going to do it a couple times a week. I promise you that. I am going to work my ass off to make sure we get that done. So all the live shows will be on this channel. Okay? So make sure you hit it. Please smash the like button. Got 67 likes and 95 on the chat board. You know what the race is. The race is likes beat the chat board. And yesterday you guys did a phenomenal job, man. You got us over 200 likes, which is super cool. Approaching 300 likes. That's freaking awesome. Today is 1 week. We've gone live on this channel. So let's rock and roll, man. Let's beat the records. Let's get this channel out there so people see it. And I appreciate all of you out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get to our 3A sports, 3A graphics sports calendar. My man Alan Blanco, custom printing and embroidery. By the way, they are at 980 West 22nd Street in Hialeah. And listen, man, what you love, you want to bring the best out of it, right? Whether it's your uniforms, whether it's a softball uniform, whether it's cups or shirts or hats or you name it, 3A Sports Graphics can do it for you, for your company, whatever it is that you need to do, banners, you name it. 3A Graphics Sports can do it for you. So please reach out to Alan Blanco and the great folks out there, custom printing and embroidery, 786-251-3404. Tonight, the Marlins are back in action. They were off yesterday. They start the set against the Rays. Aaron, I think it's Savati, is 6-3 with a 2.59 ERA, taking on Sandy, who destroyed the dugout the last outing. Will he do it again? I don't know. He's had a really crappy year. Poor guy, man. He's 6-11 and a crappy year, and he's 4.11 ERA. Like 4.11 ERA is, it's not great, but it's not like horrible. You know what I'm saying? And for him, shitty season. Absolutely, like totally shitty season, you know, for him. Wednesday, Inter Miami is back in action again. They are hosting Nashville. Messi is starting. Okay, so home crowd. You're getting Messi starting, which is amazing to me. He is a gym rat. Love it, man. Love it. So we got that on Wednesday. And then Friday, the Miami Hurricanes are at Hard Rock Stadium. If you can't go to the game, you can watch it on the ACC network. They are hosting Miami of Ohio. They are favored by 17 points. The over and under is 45.5. The Hurricanes are minus 850 on the money line. Miami of Ohio is plus 575 on the money line. Remember, Miami of Ohio was 6-7 last year. So they weren't very good. Neither were the Canes. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Today's the day we will see how many fake insiders had correct info. See, but here's the problem with all of that. Okay? Everybody, the Dolphins have interest, but they don't really tell you what's involved in the trade. Okay? And so that's where I go to the other extreme, right? Oh, no, they're offering a second or they're offering a third or whatever. And I keep telling you, third or fourth, I can see them offering. If there's a second, there must be more to the deal. And that's what nobody tells you, When anybody says, oh, they got a second round, really? So what else? You think they're going to pay a second rounder and the money? I just don't see that. I will stand by it. That is not the MO of that GM. He just does not give away a second rounder and a boatload of money. Okay, if he does that, I'd be kind of shocked, to be quite honest. My storm shield is going off. I don't know. You got a storm shield on your phone too, Sean? A special weather statement for current location is in effect until no. Well, that's because you're an Android dude. Until 10:45. Okay.
And also, I can look out the window and see that it's going to rain.
Well, you're not in a closed-up studio like I am that has no windows. I sealed my window in the studio. I did. There's no window in the studio. It is completely insulated. Everything. Roof, everything. Sean, you came in this studio once, right? I think you've been here once, right? Did you freak out that everything, even the roof, had foam? I went to.
It was a little odd the first time I opened my mouth to talk, and it was like,
yeah. It's dense in here. There nothing will bounce around in here, which is beautiful. But like, really, Sean, how many people put foam on the roof? They don't. I foamed the whole damn roof. And you know how these new houses, because this one's not that old. This neighborhood, I think, is like 20 years old, 21 years old. And so when we moved in, about 21, because it was like 4 years old when we moved in. The house was only 4 years old. And, these walls aren't concrete. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up putting plywood on the walls and then the foam to even insulate it even more. So under all the foam is also a level of plywood all over the room. So, yeah. It's the best way. It's the only way, so you can just, And then I called my guy, Don Bailey Jr., who put in the carpet. This is the only room in the entire house that has carpet. Everywhere else is tile. The only room that has carpet is the studio. Outside of that, everywhere else is tile. So Don Bailey put in the carpet like 20 years ago. Not 20 years ago, about 18, I think I've been here. 17, 18, something ridiculous. I think we're approaching 18 now, actually, because I think it was right around October, November that we moved in, if I remember correctly. Anyway, what else do we have here going on? I see Giovanni is in the house, Emilio, Steven, Gus 1388, Ragin, Isaiah, Nyborg. Does Noah get a visit from the Turk today? Well, they have some injuries. He might survive for a couple weeks. You know what I mean? So unless if they're fully healthy, he shouldn't survive. But if they have an injury, maybe he does survive for a couple weeks. That could be the case. Eddie Lepp is in. Think Dodgers Blue is out in L.A. Craig Lynn in. True Fin fan. Zuko, Alexis, Frankie. Why Wilkins asking for so much money? What can I tell you, my man? You got one life to live. You got one shot at it, and you need to get as much of it as possible. That's just kind of the way it is. And you can't fault anybody for trying to better themselves. And he figures that he'll get the money one way or another. And if he doesn't, then he'll have to play on the salary that he's at this year. What is it? 10.5, 11 million. And then go out and get those sacks. That's it. Because if he's asking for Quinnen Williams type money, if that's true, if there's any, remember, we don't know. We really don't know. But if that's the case, then, he's going to come back and play. You're not going to leave that money on the table. You're not going to hold out. That would be very dumb on his part for his future. He's better off playing and then getting the contract from either Miami or somebody else. And that's it. But you don't get mad at somebody for fighting for what's best for them. And if they feel that that's what's best for them, that's fine. Now, it hasn't gotten to a point yet where it's a detriment. The game's not being played this weekend. You can posture till Sunday or Monday of next week and then finally report and have a game week. And, you've been in camp. You're in shape. It's not like you're out of shape. So, we still have a point where we don't have to panic. Okay? And either way, if he ends up playing on the salary that he currently has, he'll be motivated as hell because he doesn't have any future money. So he has to ball out so he gets the money either from the Dolphins or from somebody else. Okay? I don't think the Dolphins can lose either way at the moment. Now, will it send a long-term signal that might be a little iffy? Yeah. Yeah, because he's been a perfect citizen for your team and a damn good player. And then you don't want to pay him. That doesn't send a good signal. You know what I'm saying? So that might be a bad vibe for the team. We'll see. We'll see. The same way we say, why is he asking for too much? Are the Dolphins shortchanging him? That's the part we don't know. And that's where we got to kind of take a step back until we find out a little bit more information on what's going on. Tiger Shark Tony is in. Enoch, thank you. 86 likes, 159 on the chat board. So there's a lot of you out there. Come on, baby. Let's go. Get us into the triple digits. Let's go. Hit that like, please. Get it going. Tim Eason is in the house. Daniel Marquez. Les Jams is in North Carolina. Thank you, Les, for what you do, committing your time to us. We appreciate that more than you appreciating us, my friend. Miami Breaker says, welcome, everybody, to my Big O family up northern Florida. Save a prayer for you guys. Yes, prayers definitely for northern Florida, man. They are going to go through a bitch. And then the water surge and obviously a ton of rain, too. Because all these systems now with all the heat and everything and the humidity, since it's a hotter planet, and there's the rain showers that you're going to get are more powerful and more rain will fall in a shorter amount of time, which is why we're constantly suffering floods everywhere, all over the world. And that's because things have changed. So it's crazy, dude. So I feel for the people up north in Florida because I know the flooding is also going to be a major, major problem. Luis Medina is in. Key to success or injury, stay healthy. Yes, amen. That's what screwed up the year last year. Jay Gelfin is in the house. Premier reviewer, Brian Landis, Brian Ratke. DL is in. Once I'm in, even if I can't watch, I have the show on my AirPods as I sweat my balls off. Thank you. Keeping it on. That is awesome, dude. Appreciate that. Mila says, always live. Thank you. Mr. Torres is in California. Tony Zags is in. Willie is out in Colombia. Thank you, Willie. Too kind of you, sir. Let's see what else. Hunter Butler. Big O, I bet that the padding has been there for 30 plus years. That used to be your 50 Shades of Gray room. Yes, exactly. When will O understand that Android is always ahead of iPhone with technology? No, sir. Not even close. Apple is the bomb, baby. Give me iOS every day of the week and twice on Sundays. No Doubt is in the house. Ray Sosa. Drago. One-Eyed Jack. Looking forward to hearing OJ interview. It seemed like every catch he was covering a third. Yes, it was a third down because he's a clutch mofo. Hate to see Wilkins go, but Greer can't pay him $20+ million a year. He's not gone yet. Relax. There might be some just posturing going on. Let's not overreact. Yeah, I got time. Let me get in a ridiculous thing that's going on. And I tell you this all the time, that it happens with the media, and some of the media members are making a big stink about this. And it makes no sense whatsoever because there's no substance to it whatsoever. And so there's this whole thing making the rounds of Vic Fangio talking about the defense and the state of the defense and where it's at and all this BS. And then, you got media members, like, oh, I told you that this defense, isn't ready. It's not as good or this and that. And to me, this is where sensationalism just takes over sometimes with our media. And this is why I don't play this effing game. I try to play the game that is called common sense. I try to keep you guys level-headed, right? So here's Vic Fangio talking about the defense, right? And people are going off on this like, big problems on the defense and this and that, and they're not that good and all that. So let me play this soundbite for you. Okay, from Fangio talking about the defense. Okay, let me make sure. Is it in the screen? Yes, it is. It is in the screen. All right, here we go.
But I won't neither confirm nor deny.
What has been your impression when you see the players on the field of the talent that you have on defense?
We have some really good talent at some places. In other places, we've got to find the talent. So I think it's a good mix right now. Our good players have got to play really good for us to be good, and we got to find the other guys to fill in that play good in spite of their lack of playing time and experience. I want to ask you.
Let me get back to that. And then the title here, I don't know if you can see it right there. Fangio was trying to warn us. Warn who? Warning what? Did anybody say this was the no-name defense? I must have missed that. Did anybody say that this was the Steel Curtain? Doomsday defense? Broncos of 2016? Ravens of 01? Bucks of 03? Or was it Ravens of 03, Bucks of 0? I don't know, whatever. I'm sorry, I must have missed that. Because last time I checked, we kind of knew the second safety spot was kind of up in the air, right? We weren't sure if Brandon Jones could fit in the system, then who else is going to play. Did you think that they had great linebackers? Because I never did. I must have, I don't know. By the way, has Jalen Phillips yet turned the corner? I expect him to do it this year, but he hasn't yet, right? So he has to, right? And Jalen Ramsey's out, correct? So you have young guys filling in. So that should be a little bit of a drop-off. Not that Cater can't do the job. I think Cam Smith can do the job overall, but there'll be a little bit of a curve, a learning curve for Cam Smith. There'll be a little bit of a drop-off because it's called Jalen Ramsey. Here's the other thing. When a new coordinator takes over, I don't know, maybe media members who are, like Omar asked that question, and Omar was part of, oh, we're trying to warn you. I'm sorry. Like, when a new coordinator takes over, offense or defense, do you know that they inherit something that's incomplete? You do know that, right? No coordinator pretty much in the history of mankind goes to a new team and the offense and the defense they inherited is impeccable and every player fits their scheme. Because we don't know if Brandon Jones fits on safety. Do we know do we know if Emmanuel Ogbah fits? Actually, he doesn't. And so there's always a year or two of transition when a new coordinator takes over because they inherit pieces that don't belong. So the defense was never going to be labeled great. Anybody with intelligence wasn't expecting a great defense. You're expecting you have enough talent to be a good defense. You have enough playmakers to actually make some plays, And that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping for Phillips and Chubb to get to the quarterback. You're hoping for Wilkins to stuff the run. You're hoping for Ramsey and X and Holland to shut shit down on the back end. But you know that this isn't anybody with intelligence, anybody with common sense. But then when I see bullshit like this, oh, we tried to warn you. Warn what, dude? What the hell is there to warn? Who the fuck said this was a complete team? Who the hell said that this was the second coming? Who said this was going to be a dominant defense? It should be a better defense because you got Vic Fangio, and when Jalen Ramsey gets back, and the secondary is mostly healthy outside of that, so you should be better. But nobody with intelligence is trying to make it sound like you're supposed to go 17-0. And this is where the sensationalistic bullshit starts all over the place. All right, with the trades, the fake trades that we've had all offseason. You're going to get Poyer, you're going to trade for Saquon, you're going to trade for Cook, and now you're trading for Jonathan Taylor and all that stuff. And then let's get sensationalistic about whatever story there is out there because we need clicks, we need views, and we need to piss you off or get you all worried because being sensible and logical is boring. I'll stay with boring. When shit is wrong, I'll tell you it's wrong. Okay? Like when I tell you, hey, Flo is running roughshod through the building. He's not really, getting along with people. He didn't want Tua. We got problems here. And there was problems, and he got fired. When I tell you, when I tell you that, hey, we should be concerned about something, it's because I'm going to give you material on why, but I'm not going to make shit up. I'm not going to make shit up. Because we've talked all offseason about the linebackers, about the second safety, and when Jalen went down, we knew that there was going to be a drop-off there. As much as I like Cam, as much as I like Kohu, none of them are Jalen Ramsey. So it just, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it, but I ain't going to play that game, and we're going to shut that kind of shit out. That's all I got to say. Let's see. No doubt says, concerning Wilkins, we don't know what we don't know. The question is, can he get the money he wants anywhere else, or does he overvalue himself? That won't be till next year. And remember, Dolphins control everything. He kicks ass and gets 8 sacks or 10 sacks or 12 sacks and then says, pay me. They tag him, and then they negotiate the contract. So they control everything. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate it. The likes are up to 120, but we got 199 on the chat board. Come on, baby. Come on. Show us a parabolic run-up from 121 now, and it's at 196. You know we could get to 200 just like that. Everybody that hasn't hit the like button, please hit the like button. OJ McDuffie's coming up any second now. He should be chiming into the whole thing. Oh, let me see. Okay. He said, some hammering going on outside my house. Will be done in 5 minutes. That's awesome. Now we got to get him to turn on the camera. Juice, you got to turn on the camera now. Now that you're in the green room, you're like on deck now. You're in the batter's box. Juice is in the batter's box now. So now we got to get him to there he goes. He turned on the camera. All right. Let's do it, Sean. Let's bring up OJ McDuffie. Yes, sir. Fish tank, baby.
There you go. You act like I don't know the rules of this stuff, man. I was muted. I know my camera was off, man. I've been doing this for a little while now, bro. I'm just making sure you didn't see my ugly face too soon,
Well, you got to put up with mine. That's the worst part about it, bro. How you been, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm as good as I can be, man. You know what I mean? Just trying to survive in South Central.
Dude, I was pumped last year, and I think, my history, bro. I wasn't a Wani guy. I wasn't a Philbin guy. I wasn't an Ireland guy. I haven't bought into almost anything that's gone on here for 20 years.
Good point.
And I am all bought in here. For me, see, I look at it differently. Like Poupart goes to me a week and a half ago or something. Well, they're a borderline playoff team. I'm like, they made the playoffs last year completely injured. They're now healthy, and they added Vic Fangio, and Jalen Ramsey's coming back. How are they a borderline playoff team? Stuff like that. To me, I think people, because of the past, because we've been beaten down so much the last 20 years, I think we have a large portion of Dolphin fans that will not allow themselves to enjoy the moment. And to me, last year was all about injuries.
Yeah.
If that entire secondary is healthy, you get a better pass rush. If Tua's healthy, you win a lot more games. I don't know what you saw, but that's what I saw. And to me, it was more about bad luck than anything else, which tells me if you give me a little good luck this year, sky's the limit in my eyes. To be quite honest.
Yeah. Big O, it's been so much bad luck for us, though, man. It's like, I don't know what we did wrong, but it's been time after time after time we've run into some type of injury, some major injury, and major injuries at a certain position. The secondary was something that we could not afford to be hurt at, because that secondary was coming around to be something special, man. Yeah. They really were. You can say all you want about Byron Jones, but he was always in the right position, just didn't make the plays. Brandon Jones in that scheme was so effective. Of course, Javon Holland and X with two growing pools, last year, and still trying to run with some of the top receivers in the league. Then you got to bring in guys like Kader Kohu and guys like that to come in and try to, and make a name for themselves. So, honestly, no matter how good, you really need a great pass rush to cover some of that stuff up. As good as we were up front, we were so bad on the back end that it was tough to deal with, man. But you're right, though. This year, there's so much to be optimistic about. Everybody's talking about that Jacksonville game. And yeah, we got beat up in that Jacksonville game. We got beat up in the Atlanta game. But what did we do? What did we show in that game? What did we show in that game?
So vanilla, dude.
Yeah, we had 2-3
said, I don't have my tackles. Yeah. What am I going to run here? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think I actually look at it the other way, Juice, from watching this shit for a long time. I think what they saw the week before, they said, we're good. Enough's enough. We don't need to show anymore. The Juice, the problem that I think people don't understand now is everything's changed, man. When you were playing and I was covering you, by the time we were done with preseason, we had a really good feel for teams because you hit a lot.
Yeah.
You tackled. You had inside drills. You found out about your team. Nowadays, there's so much money involved, Juice. They don't take as many chances. They don't hit as much. And the first month of the season is really where you're fine-tuning your game. I don't think teams are ever prepared when they start the season anymore at this point. I think the first month of the season becomes an extension of training camp. Unlike when you played, you were thoroughly prepared by the time the preseason was done with all the hitting in training camp.
Absolutely. I looked at a practice schedule for us one time, Big O. I think Jimmy Johnson had us hit like 14 days straight. You know what I mean? Imagine that. Imagine trying to hit 14 days straight. I know the NFLPA wouldn't allow it, but imagine what these players, these new day players, what they think about putting on the pass for 14 straight days. You
Dude,
know,
that SOB started the morning off with inside drill, bro.
that's right away.
Drill,
If you're not awake, you will be. If you're not awake, you will be real soon. You know what I mean? But you know what, though? As a wide receiver, I didn't care because I wasn't part of that.
Right, you weren't part of it, but you saw it. I mean,
I
it
did.
didn't matter, and it was just one of those deals, and so it was. I remember the year of Jamie Nails, and the Dolphins could never run the ball, and that year, by the time training camp was over, I told everybody, "Hey, Dolphins are going to run the ball. Oh, they're going to run the ball." Jamie Nails, because we saw it in camp. Jamie got himself in this amazing shape. The dude was pulling, and when Jamie gets out and pulls, boy, you don't want to be in front of his ass. And so it's one of those things that we started to watch with Lamar Smith, right? I think it was Lamar. It was the Lamar Smith year, and we said, "Oh, dude, they're going to be able to run the ball this year." And sure enough, they were a running team, and that's because they could hit and get prepared and all that kind of stuff. Nowadays, it just, it's a different ball game, but. Here's the other thing that I get pumped up about. We haven't really had an offensive mind like this on this team in a long, long time. And I have to go back to maybe Norv Turner, but Norv didn't have the quarterback to work with to make his magic the most. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what? I'll even give Chan Gailey, the year that he was here, I thought he did a marvelous job with what he had at times. But I just think McDaniel is at another level, and with the talent that he has on the field, we haven't seen shit like this in a long time, Juice.
No, I think Coach McDaniel, he's so current too, Big O. You know what I mean, with what his philosophies are and the way he does things. I mean, not only that, how he handles the guys in the locker room, and I just think he's so current with everything. But his mind. It's unbelievable to hear him talk. Some people are annoyed by some of the things he said. I can see how his wheels are churning every time he goes to speak because he's got so much he wants to say. You know what I mean? And he's just smarter than most people. Bottom line, he really is. And sometimes he might outsmart himself at times, but he's smarter than most people. And you can see that
he did it last year when he didn't keep it simple and shows what a man he is. When he didn't stick to the run at times, when they were pounding the shit out of people, and he admitted that he didn't do it, which, by the way, that made me just grow in more respect for him because I'm not used to coaches admitting wrong in public. They don't.
They admit it. They don't want to admit it because they're worried about the job. I think he's in good shape, man. I think what we've seen more than anything this preseason, Big O, is that. If they commit to the run like they've done in the preseason, they know that we've got something special. We know we can throw the rock. We know we can get down the field. Now, we can commit to the run, and stick with it. I saw a couple drives. I think the 114-play drive, we had like 8 runs and 6 passes. That's ideal for us. I don't mind it being 8 passes, 6 runs. Either way, but that's close enough in terms of balance that, that will keep teams off guard. I think that for sure when we got him, we thought he was just more about a run game kind of guy. But when you got Tyreek Hill and you got Jalen Waddle and you got Tua, how can you not want to throw it all the time? You know what I mean? But you have to mix in that balance. And you've got some guys in that backfield who I love. I really do. I know, JT is one of the best backs in the league. I know the Dalvin Cook stuff that was going on. But when you look at our guys and what they've done since all this chatter's been going on, our backs they've been exceptional, in my opinion. And we've got guys that haven't even been in the lineup in front of them. So imagine, man, with Mostert, Jeff Wilson hasn't played hardly at all. A-Chain, what he's done. S.A. Savant Ahmed has said, what? You guys want to bring somebody else in? Well, let me just bust off these big runs,
He's
always nice. Chris Brooks getting an opportunity. We got some guys in that backfield where I'm not too worried about it because that's the way the game is nowadays. Do we need a 3-down back? Probably. You could use a great back like that, but do we need one? Absolutely not, in my opinion.
No. The game's changed, Juice. Yeah. There's no more bell cows anymore, bro. And if you're going to have a committee, you can't overpay for one guy if he's part of a committee. It just doesn't make sense. What I've said about the JT thing is, and I've been pretty consistent on this, Chris Greer's low-hanging fruit dude. He's not the guy that's going to give you a high pick and then go give you a high salary, bro. He just doesn't do that. So I think he's trying to steal JT is what he's trying. Like he stole Jalen Ramsey. Like he stole the San Francisco trade. Like he stole the Laramie Tunsil trade. Like he told Belichick, oh, you want the receiver? All right, give me a 6th-rounder. And then Belichick cuts him 2 weeks later and he brings him back on his team. I don't think people realize how ruthless Chris Grier is.
He takes a lot of shit.
Dude, the 2 trades of Tunsil and the Niners are 2 of the greatest trades in this century, in the last 23 years since the 2000s started. These are 2 of the greatest trades in NFL history in the last 23 years. Few people have milked 2 players or 2 moves more than that guy has. And let me give you a little other thing that I don't think people are realizing. So the 5 most important positions, I don't know if you agree with me: quarterback, left tackle, pass rusher, shutdown corner, number 1 wide receiver.
Absolutely.
You agree with me, right?
Absolutely.
So what does Chris Grier pay? He paid the number 1 wide receiver, right? He paid the tackle, didn't he? He paid the corner, right? Byron, X, Jalen. He paid the pass rusher, right? Agba, Chubb, right? And I'm sure Phillips will be getting his money
Monday. Yep.
Eventually, Tua's going to get his money.
Right.
Is that what's going on with Wilkins? Because he's not enough of a pass rusher?
That's what it looks like. I mean, that's what it looks like, man. I mean, the numbers don't lie. I mean, I just don't know. You probably know more about the numbers he's asking for, but that's got to be what it is.
Right?
I mean, you look at Zach's, he and Zach honestly do kind of the same thing, in terms of run stop, or either one of them getting to the quarterback. You got to get to the quarterback in terms, it's like the Shohei Ohtani, thing. He pitches and he hits, One of them, both of our guys don't do both, Aaron Donald does both. He stops the run and he gets to the quarterback.
And Aaron Donald, they dominate in both.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
That's the difference, man.
Connor Williams wanted more money. Did he give him the more money? No. I don't think people realize how a hard-line negotiator this guy is, and the philosophy's right in front of you. And they had us trading for Saquon Barkley. He doesn't do that. They had us trading for Cook, and I told everybody from the get-go they weren't going to trade for Cook, and they weren't going to give him big money either. And again, on this one, we have too many people thinking that he's going to give up the big picks and give up the big money. And I keep thinking that on the Taylor thing, if he has to even give up a 2nd-rounder, it's because he's forcing you to take Agba or some kind of salary that he's
unloading. Got to come off of there.
Yeah, because, bro, the math doesn't work. You got to pay Tua and Phillips and Holland and Wilkins, and you just paid Sealer and Hunt is coming. I mean, Juice, they start hitting on picks now. The Dolphins are now going to have to – they're not going to be able to sign everybody now because they're so damn good at drafting. That's what people don't realize. So that's where I think people don't realize that this guy's a hard-line negotiator, and I think in this Jonathan Taylor story, there's more to it. He's trying to unload something at the same time. There's no way he's just giving up picks and money. No way.
Yeah, we can't do that anymore, Big O. I mean, I think we're honestly, when people start talking about the money part of it, I said there's people that are paid to handle that stuff, man. If we can make any deal work if we want to, somehow, some way. But at the same time, though, we have to figure out a way to, unload some of the deals that we already have. The money is what it is. And then you also got to look at, especially on the defense side of the ball, I remember when Jimmy Johnson came in for us, and there were certain guys on our offense that didn't fit anything they wanted to do. So you get a new defense coordinator. There might be guys on that defense that are making some money that don't fit what he wants to do, what Vic Fangio wants to do. So you have to make these decisions, and those are the decisions that come into trades. Those are the decisions that come in to, cut day later on the day, things like that. So I mean, it all bounces out somehow, some way, man. But they have people in that building that's their job and responsibility to make it work for us,
Yeah, no, and that's why I don't think it's as cut and dry as everybody thinks. Oh, they're going to give him the 2nd round. No, dude, no. There's got to be more. That guy doesn't do these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? I
think we're more into keeping our assets more than anything now that we have. And we've after draft, we've done that, and we've gotten. Look at the first rounders we've gotten. We look at our drafts, and everybody's talking about, well, no first rounder, but look who we've gotten in those first round picks. Like you talked about,
hitting over 60% of his first rounders, bro.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Juice, you know that if you hit 50%, you're a hell of a drafter.
You really are.
60 percentile. And then on top of all of that, every year now, Juice, we're looking at, okay, who's the undrafted guys? Like, it's like the Heat Summer League. You know what I mean? We watch the Heat Summer League like, all right, who, this Whiteside guy, who's this Duncan guy, who's this guy? It's like every year they got a new guy that's coming up, and you're like, yo, who's this guy? Where'd they find him? And these guys are doing the same shit, dude.
Yeah, Gabe and Max. Gabe and Max his last couple years for us. You know what I mean? For the Heat, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Every year they're gonna find somebody, and you're like, yo, man, what the hell is this? You found another guy? And the Dolphins are doing the same thing, right now. And so look at the guy they just signed. He's an undrafted guy, bro.
Right.
I mean, are you kidding me? You plucked that guy, Nick Needham off the street. You found Trill Williams, who was turning the corner last year, and hopefully he'll continue. Cam Good's a guy that's caught my eye. I love Chris Brooks this year. I think Julian Hill should make the team. I think he's your third best tight end.
At that position, I think he has to, right? We're kind of light there. So, and I think Julian is a guy. I really do.
He's kind of like the only guy that I see that is really might be your best two-way player outside of Smythe. Like, I see him having a lot of receiving skills, and then I see that he can actually block a little bit. I love the experiment he tried with getting Higgy with it and Tanner Connor. And I know they love Tanner Connor, so I don't know if they keep him or not and waste a roster spot. But for me, what I've seen out of Julian Hill, I don't know, man. I'd keep him.
Yeah, they tried a lot of things with Tanner Connor in the last game. I saw him in the backfield a little bit. I know his speed is incredible, but, he's got to get that football in him. You know what I mean? He's got to, at that position, he's the H-back, the speed guy, the one by one off of Smythe. He's got to be a guy that can, block as well as run routes and catch the rock. I mean, he got a lot of snaps, Big O, last game, and I was looking at him. I said, man, he looks tired to me. He looks tired to me. That's good though.
I know they love him. They love his potential, and so that's why they wanted to milk it a little bit. Let me ask you something very interesting, a position that you played, because I thought the media gave a lot of hype to Chosen, and I get his speed. But as you watch everything go on, and I start looking at the back end of that receiving core, I need football players. I'm not sure that he's a better football player than River Craycraft, than Eric Ezukama. I love his top-end speed on the outside, but I don't like him in traffic. I don't think he's physical. You can't use him in the middle of the field because he's not going to be taking on hits and breaking tackles, and he doesn't help you out on special teams. And so while I love Chosen's speed, I don't like his limitations as a football player. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You were a football player, not just a receiver. You were a football player. Do you agree with me on Chosen that maybe he might be a borderline guy because I might keep an Ezukam and a Craycraft over him because I can use them in more ways than one, whereas Chosen is kind of limited almost?
Yeah, what's crazy about that is their wide receiver coach was Wes Walker, was a football player. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And all those guys out there you're talking about, we didn't think, a lot of people didn't think Walker could go over the middle, and he proved that wrong. Tyreek, crossers and things like that. He worked the middle of the field as well. No problem at all. We know that River Craycraft
and traffic. Tyreek, are great.
We're not even blink, not flinch. See, I look at flinches. Me as a wide receiver. I look and see who's turning it down, and sometimes it doesn't look like somebody's turning it down, but I can tell when somebody's turning an opportunity down over the middle. You know what I mean? And so I love the guys you talked about, and that those are my top five are already for me personally, are obviously Waddle and Tyreek, but then Barrios is my guy.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? That's my guy. Number 3, of course. I love Ezukama and I love Craycraft. But I also love Cedric Wilson, what he's done so far. Said his contract's going to keep him around, I'm sure, because he's a football player, 1,000%. So that might be the reason you're right about Chosen. That might be the reason you're right about number 3, because, he runs well. At the same time, those other guys go out there and they do it, man. They do everything, and that's what I like about it.
So you agree with me that probably Chosen doesn't make the team because of that?
It's going to be tough on him. It's going to be tough on him.
Yeah, I'm with you. So you're with me on the Taylor thing. Unless they're giving him away, 3rd rounder or less, that's the way I look at it. If I'm going 2nd round, I know Chris won't give a 1st rounder, but worst case scenario, if I have to give up a 2nd round, I got to give you some salary, baby. Because if I got to pay Taylor, then you got to unload.
You got to take this with
All they got is Quiddy Pay. All they got is Quiddy Pay. They actually need a defensive end. Yeah. So and I see. Here's the other thing that I was laughing at. I saw this last night, and it was during the week too. Oh, Vic Fangio tried to warn us that the defense isn't that good. And I'm like, well, if you're smart, you kind of knew that you have talent, but nobody was calling this a no-name defense or the doomsday or anything like that. We knew that the second safety, there's a question there.
Question mark,
we knew that the linebackers in the middle, maybe not elite. We kind of know that without Ramsey, there's a little bit of a drop-off, even though I love Cam and I love Kohu. It's Jalen Ramsey, bro. So there's a little bit. So, and when a new coordinator takes over, and you can back me up on this, you just talked about it with Jimmy. The pieces never all fit. So Fangio come in, and he knows Ogbah really doesn't fit what he does. So you're going to have pieces that don't fit, and it takes a year or two if you're an offensive or defensive coordinator to then all of a sudden move some of those pieces in and out because of contract or whatever commitments, and then you could get the players that you want in there. And so people try to create this drama like, oh, well, we told you that the defense wasn't great. Well, dude, if you're smart, you know that they're still a couple steps away. I'm expecting Jalen Phillips to have a monster year, but he hasn't had it yet. You know what I'm saying? That's part of being a great defense.
Yeah, he's that guy though. He's on that verge, but he's on the verge, man. And he's so close, Big O. And he's my absolute favorite defensive player on our team. You know what I mean? And he's fun to watch, and he's relentless, and he's going to get home eventually. But you're right though, man. I think the key to everything, Big O, we gotta stay the course, man. You know how many times we change, off a head coach or offense coordinator or defensive coordinator or whatever, until we start getting it, like you're talking about, building this team in that, the best thing about our offense this year, we kept everything pretty much the same. All the skill guys, the quarterback, of course, O-line is pretty much the same. And the second year in Mike McDaniel's offense is needed because you can't keep bringing in guys. Like I tell people all the time, it took me a year and a half to learn our offense for the Dolphins. The guys that when I got there, those guys have been in that offense for years and they knew it. You know what I mean? And that's why I was so successful. Give these guys these years, this time with Coach McDaniel, with these skill guys, with Tua, it's going to be incredible how it's not going to get worse. The offense is going to get better and better as long as these guys have this familiarity with each other in the system. And watch. We've seen it already. Last year we had a problem getting set. We had a problem with motion. We had a problem with shifts. We had a problem with the plays in. Had a problem with the plays called. But now it's all you see this year. I mean, if you look at the preseason, very few delay games, very few rushing to the line. Guys pretty much, except for new guys. Some new guys still like to have a lineup problem, but the rest of the guys, they're lining up on time, getting the shifts and motions in time. We're getting a snap off in plenty of time, So just that second year with that system. Hopefully the next year with that system and the next year, I can't imagine how far and how well this thing could be, moving forward.
That's why I defended Tua when it happened last year. I almost feel like I'm really his left tackle, by the way, in the damn media. When they all freaked out, oh, he doesn't know the playbook. Bro, 99% of rookies or first-year players don't know their playbook, dude. It takes them a while to figure all that shit out. And Tyreek even admitted later on, that, man, I didn't even know the playbook completely. That's normal for people, and Tua got slammed, and I know Tua sometimes is honest to a fault. There's a reason why you guys at times have to kind of lie to us because we're not smart enough to handle the truth. You know what I'm saying? We're not smart enough, and that was one of those examples. Like, dude, you don't follow the game. A lot of these guys are still kind of figuring out the playbook into year 2 normally. I don't think people realize when they see the playbook and everything that they have to remember, I don't think people realize how difficult that shit is.
And you know what else? You know what else, Big O? There's going to be 20 to 30 new plays every single week.
Yes.
There's additions to it. There's no subtracting to a playbook. There's additions to that playbook every single week, depending on who you're playing against. There's additions to that. So, you can't just, like in college, you put a playbook together and you run it all year long. You know what I mean? And you just pluck from it. NFL, that's not how it works. You got a base playbook, but every single week, if we're playing against the Jets and Kansas City did this play, that for one, that play is probably going to be on our book and see if the Jets have made the adjustment to it. But you just add on play after play after play. Then you start to pluck. So it's never the same playbook every single week. It might look the same at times, but you'll see all kinds of subtle changes. And so that classroom is so important.
In the middle of the game, Juice, in the middle of the game, the OC might say, you remember that play we ran 7 weeks ago? We haven't practiced it in a while, you guys. We need to run it right now. And you're like all standing around looking at like, oh, shit, do we know exactly what we got to do?
Exactly right.
Coaches will surprise you with some shit that, unfortunately, you don't practice everything all the time, and maybe you haven't practiced this in a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden, hey, remember that play? We got to run it right now. And all of a sudden, everybody's got to be on the same page. It's not an easy thing. And this year, you should see more continuity on the offensive side, but on the defensive side, there's going to be a transition going into this year, into next year, because Fangio's system is completely different than what they were running. They're not going to be a pressure defense all the time, all that kind of stuff, that amoeba stuff where we're hanging around in the club and then boom, that's not what's going to happen here anymore. So there's a lot of zone. This is the reason why we were kind of nervous about Brandon, because Brandon was turning the corner as a cover guy last year before he got injured, but you have to be a really good cover guy to be in this system. And that's
you really do. You really do. And I tell you what, I think a lot of the PBUs are going to turn to INTs this year. I think that the guys will be able to see through their guys to the quarterback and be able to make more plays instead of being out there on islands. It's funny you're like, this past game especially. I look at this past game, I'm like, we got drug up and down the field, especially defense they run. But like I was talking about, everything was so vanilla, and I love the fact that they gave these guys a chance to go out there and try and earn the position. Cam Smith getting caught on a double move. Other side double move. I mean, Dougie was in it to win it. Doug Peterson was in it to win it this last game. Those guys looked like they were playing a playoff game, and we were out there trying to get through a preseason. But guys should have, played a little bit better. But at the same time, though, there are going to be some times where we disguise. There's going to be some times where we're playing in a cover 2 or cover. There's going to be so many things that Vic Fangio is not even willing to share right now, because I understand he said he's got some new stuff while he was home. He's come up with some new stuff. You think he's going to show new stuff against, Jacksonville Jaguars, or Atlanta Falcons or Houston Texans? No way. That's going to wait for the Chargers are going to see something new. It's going to be interesting to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to see how Miami counters what the Chargers did to them last year.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting, Juice. I want to see how they counter, how they have an answer, to that. I'm jacked, bro. I'm jacked. I'm expecting a big year from this team, as long as they have luck, Juice. As long as they stay away from the injury bug, dude, I think sky's the limit for the Miami Dolphins.
I'm amazed by how many people don't believe in luck, Big O, because I sure as hell do.
Of course, go check all the champions. They all pretty much had luck. They all stayed pretty much healthy.
Yeah.
How many times do you see, well, this team's in the Super Bowl. Did you know that their offensive line has played 97% of the snaps this season?
Right.
That's why. It's funny because everybody talks about the running backs. Okay, do you know your running backs averaged 4.5 yards last year? It's about the O-line, baby. You fix the 5 hogs in the front, and if that left guard and that right tackle finally settle down, we know the other 3 are fine. I know Connor has the snapping stuff, but I'll remind you, he did a lot of that shit in the offseason last year, And in the regular season, there wasn't a ton of bad snaps, actually. It was only a couple. Right. There wasn't a lot of them. So hopefully he does the same shit he did last year, where when the regular season starts, there's not many of those mistakes. But overall, for me, it's all about the 5 hogs up front. That's when your running game's beautiful. That's when the quarterback can pass. That's when they can find all the receivers. When Pat Mahomes didn't have his line in the Super Bowl, he got his ass handed to him.
He did.
You know,
he did.
And that's Pat Mahomes. Fix the 5 guys up front, and I don't care who the running back is. You're going to have success.
You can run behind him, Big O.
You're pushing it, but hey, I appreciate it. Just tell them about the fish tank so they know.
Yeah, man, we dropped Kevin Donnelly today. So it was Kevin Donnelly was a beast of a dude, man. He was such a great. But what Kevin Donnelly did was he took notes throughout his whole career here at, like kind of like a diary here with the Dolphins. So his stories were like, he'd get back to his hotel room or to his house and he started writing about what happened that day. So some of the stories he told were like right from his notebook. So, we can tell stories all day, but we don't remember everything. He remembered every single detail. So we dropped it. We could have gone on for 2 hours with Kevin Donnelly recording, man, because he has so many great stories, so many great Zach and Izzo stories, Daryl Gardner stories, all kinds of, it was just funny, man. And so, yeah, this tank has been going great, man.
You want funny Dolphin fans? Go look up Kevin Donnelly, Miami Dolphins. I have never seen a human being make the numbers on his chest look like a little league freaking jersey. Everyone else, the numbers kind of cover their entire chest. Not Kevin Donnelly looked like a fucking little patch in the middle of his chest. He's a huge man, bro. I mean, he was a big wrestling fan, if I remember correctly.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah,
I think I remember correctly. By the way, we talked about it a little bit. So I'm on the field one day, and you're not happy with the way Daryl Gardner is practicing. And so you are going back and forth and ripping on Daryl Gardner because we all knew Daryl, the Lord blessed him with ability to be a Hall of Fame type player, to be quite honest. He didn't have the Hall of Fame heart, unfortunately, but he had the Lord blessed him with the talent to destroy people if he felt like it, put it that way. But Juice is a crazy sumbitch. Okay. Juice will take on anybody. He is the most fearless dude there is out there. So it got out of line between the two, and Juice was like, you want some and all that. And it took 3 dudes to lift Juice up and take him into the building. What I've never asked you, what happened when you were inside that building? Because I know your ass wanted to go back outside. So how did they corral your ass, and what happened in there? That's what I never knew.
Man, Derek Rogers and Jason Taylor saved my life that day. Honestly, Daryl, it really boiled down to Daryl. We were doing 2-minute drill and he took himself out. 2-minute drill is always meant for conditioning. That's one to be the toughest times on both sides of football, So me not even practicing that day, told him, get his big ass back in there. What are you taking yourself out for? And then, of course, how it escalated from there. I mean, he pushed me so hard, I think I slid for a first down, Big O. You know what I mean? but at that point, though, I knew I could. Here's the thing. He was coming at me, and I told him, I said, what do you think? I'm going to run? You think I'm going to run in front of all these? I'm not going to run. Are you kidding me? So the last thing I thought he would do is put his hands on me, But it was what it was. But for me, I just needed a cooling down period. As a matter of fact, I didn't go straight to locker. I was actually headed to the parking lot. You know what I mean? Like a dummy, because I even talked about it on our podcast about how I was headed to get my piece. You know what I mean? And it'd have been a tragic, stupid day. But Derek Rogers, Jason Taylor talked me off a ledge. And then Lamar, who'd been just released by the team, I called him. I said, Lamar, I'm ready to kill this mother. He said, who? I'm coming up there. I said, no, Lamar, let's go grab some lunch, man. I just left the building and, cooler heads prevailed, obviously, man. But that was a bad moment for everybody involved, especially I've never been that pissed off, man. I've been pissed off, but never been that pissed off in my life, bro. Yeah.
No. I mean, might have been maybe in Penn State. You might have been, maybe.
Not like that.
And as often I've never seen. It took 3 dudes to carry your ass off the field into the building while you're kicking and punching, trying to get
crazy, man. I'm crazy. Oh, you said it, Big O. I'm crazy, man. That's why I play football.
Yeah, no. It's in your eyes. You can see it that you're one of those guys that you're not going to back down from anything. It's always easy to look into one of those dudes' eyes, and okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to really lay it down if I'm gonna get past this guy, because he ain't gonna back down.
No,
and
never.
That's who you were on the field. That's who you were off the field. But good stuff.
I think I'm growing up some now, though. I'm growing up now. I'm trying to, at least.
Yeah, and now we realize we're all old now, so it's it's a whole different ballgame. We can't play the game like we used to anymore, unfortunately.
No way. No
Juice,
way.
thank you for joining us. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Fish Tank. He and Seth do an excellent job, as always, delving into the Fish Tank. Appreciate you taking time, my man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Big O, man. Appreciate you, boss.
You got it, baby. Fins up. There you go. OJ McDuffie. Love it, man. How about that? Great conversation. 1 hour down, one more to go. Let's take a quick break. Oh, Sean, you got some breaking news or something here? What do you got? Sean? No mic?
Wait a minute. Was I unmuted? Am I
there we go. Now
okay.
You got your...
For some reason it didn't unmute by itself. Okay. So Myles Gaskin has been released.
Who? Myles Gaskin?
During the interview, I was trying to get your attention so you could get it. And then also your center guy. I'm going to mess up the name. Alama Olave.
Yeah.
Has been released. If he clears waivers, I believe they're trying to get him back to the practice squad. That was per Barry Jackson and sources. So those are the only two I saw as of during the interview.
So Jamal Perry, Myles Gaskin, and Alama Olave is out. Okay. All right. So then Eichenberg is your current backup center. That's what it is, I would imagine. All right. So Jalen Reagor is available apparently for trade in Minnesota. What else do we have? Yep, rookie center Alama Olave could be put on the practice squad if he clears waivers. So there has to be there has to be a move already like in place for a center. By the way, there has to be. There's no way you're making all these moves without something already agreed upon. You know what I'm saying? You traded Dan Feeney, you cut Olave. Eichenberg hasn't proven to be a guard. You're not going to put the ball in his hands? No, you can't do that. You can't do that. So something is given here. There's the thing is we're talking about Chris freaking Greer, bro. This guy is a wheeler and a dealer. So we'll see. Maybe that extra pick, he's using it to acquire a center somewhere. I have no idea. It's just in a league that has no linemen, it's hard to find people that have extra linemen. You know what I'm talking about? Remember, folks, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. You can also make a Bitcoin donation on Cash App or Venmo. And don't forget, folks, to please hit the like button, hit the notification bell. We got 272 people watching. We're over 200 likes. Let's go to 300, baby. We didn't hit 300 yesterday. We hit 200. Let's hit 300. There's 272. So there's a bunch of you out there that haven't hit the like button. Please hit that like button. Help us out, man. Help us grow. Help us grow, bro. By the way, crypto, Bitcoin has just jumped up 5%. It went to 27,400. Wow, Ethereum's up 4%. I love it. Avalanche up 6.5%. Up to $11. I love it, dude. Illuvium up 6%. Polkadot up 4%. Gala up 4%. Algorand up 5%. Matic up almost 8%. Freaking love it. So what's going on with the market? It must be blowing up. Let's see. Wow, the Dow's only up 98 points. with Bitcoin up that much, I thought maybe it would be up a lot more. The S&P's up 33 points. NASDAQ is down 1/5 of a point. So crypto market right now is strong compared to the stock market. Interesting. All right, let me take a quick break. Give me 2 minutes. Hour number 1 is done. Hour number 2 next.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Welcome aboard, folks. Thank you for joining us. Hour number 2 of the program. Oh, nice to see a little bump here in the crypto market. Very, very interesting, gotta say. Very interesting to see what's going on in the crypto market. I like it. What can I tell you? All right, let's see. Appreciate Juice, by the way, joining us here on the program. And by the way, welcome to Baptist Health of South Florida, one of our new sponsors here on the show. Thank you all. And by the way, if your company wants to join our company and be a proud sponsor of the #1 South Florida sports platform, you can call our business line, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. And reach out to us. And you want to reach some new customers globally, nationwide, statewide, South Florida. We reach all levels. So appreciate all of you out there as always. Thank you. All right. Before this run continues, I just went and got a little more Alethea, artificial intelligence token. Remember, we loaded up. I told you about Alethea on crypto when it was under a penny at 0.88 cents. And it got to 9 pennies. So it almost, practically 10 times. And then it went back down. And it's been in the 1.6 area of a penny. So remember, it was at 0.88 of a penny. So now it's kind of doubled. And that's been the floor for a while. I've been loading up at 1.6 because I sold at 9. So when it 10 times, I sold most of it and then kept some of it. And now I've added to the position again because I think it's going to take off again. If it just goes back to 9 cents again, it'll at least 4 times what I have. You know what I'm saying? And then the other stuff would almost 10 times. You know what I'm saying? So big Alethea artificial intelligence token. ALI is the abbreviation for it. Let's see, what do we have on the chat board? Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And you can make a Bitcoin donation there, which is my favorite. We need 3 more OJ Juice McDuffies on this roster. Pure dog. Yes, he was. Absolute dog. Dog and a half. Tough son of a bitch. Great hands. Always count on him. I mean, anybody that watched Juice knows that, he was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. David says, would you approve of JT, a 3rd rounder, and a 2025 6th rounder from the Colts for Agba and said, oh God, that would be awesome. The Agba stuff would be with a 2nd rounder. I don't think they'll take Agba for only a 3rd rounder. You understand? The Agba, Cedric Wilson and Raheem Mostert in a 3rd rounder, I could see that for him because they're going to need a running back. You're going to have to give back a running back, and they're going to ask for Raheem Mostert. So yeah, that's kind of what would end up happening. The 2nd rounder, if they want a 2nd rounder, I'm giving you Agba. And if you can't take Agba, you can't get my 2nd rounder. Because then they have to just pay the salary for a year and then they can cut Agba if they want to. You know what I'm saying? But screw you. You want the 2nd rounder? You gotta unload some of our salary. Or if not, it's not going to happen. I'm telling you, if there's a 2nd round pick, I could be wrong because I'm far from perfect. And by the way, I'm not going on this by insight that somebody's telling me what they're offering on this point. That part I don't know. Okay. When I know something, I'll tell you I know. I'm going by track record. Track record says they don't overpay. And if you give up a 2nd rounder and you're not sending salary in return and you're taking Jonathan Taylor, you're giving up the 2nd rounder and you're giving up a big salary, you overpaid. That's not Chris Greer style. It's just not. It's not what he does. And that's why I disagree with the people out there that are throwing that out there. I just think those are people that really have no insight, and they're just, throwing shit on the wall and hoping that it sticks. That's all. Crypto is ripping, Bromar. Yes, sir. Big O is right. Connor Williams has been real silent lately. Well, he can't. What's he going to complain about money now? Get your ass in there and play the position right. Big O, good interview with Juice. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Big O, I think Chris Brooks makes the team. I've thought of that, from the last couple of days. I told you I would go as far as keeping the 5 backs because I like Ahmed. I'm a big Ahmed guy. Big O, in case some of the audience didn't know, they got to make sure they press the bell icon on the page to get the live notifications. Exactly. The little bell on the right side on the bottom of the screen. Hit that bell, and then that tells you when we're on or when Sean and Frankie go live with the wrestling show or when we restart the crypto show.
Big O?
Yes, sir.
Dolphins released linebacker Cam Good, but intend to bring him back to practice squad if he clears waivers.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll add him in the practice squad.
And that's per Barry Jackson.
That's my guy. Damn it. Because they already had released Tueday and Aubrey Miller. And so, and I like both of those guys from what I saw, but Cam Good would be, and I've been on record that Cam would be the guy I would keep out of the three guys because I love his versatility, that he's got the size to play inside and outside, and the athleticism to play inside and outside, and the size to play inside and outside, and the length to play inside and outside. There's a lot of things I like about Cam Good. So I'm a little surprised there that they released him because I think he's got some potential. What a shame. Yep, Cam Good. We'll see. Hopefully they can sneak him back onto the practice squad. And I think this year, if he gets back onto the practice squad at one point or another, he ends up on the active roster because he maybe crosses that threshold that they're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's going on. I just got to check this because, sometimes it's just a small rip. And then, a day or two later, it comes back down to reality, and crypto has a short little run. But I did tell you that I think September, October is when we turn the corner, and we're about to hit September. So who knows? Yeah, it's still right around 27,350, 27,400 is where I told you last time. So it's just under 5%. Okay. So the peak right now is that. Let's see if it continues to ride up. Is the question. Let's see. What else do we have? We have 236 likes. We have 246 on the chat board. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Pass it up, baby. Let's get us to 300 today. So, what else do we have going on? They trade Dan Feeney, the Bears, for a 6-rounder. They have just cut today Jamal Perry, Myles Gaskin, Alamo Olave, and Cam Good have all been released. We are waiting more names as Barry Jackson is all over the cuts for the Dolphins. It is. I used to do that a long time ago when I wanted to do that all the time, and you got to live on the phone and you got to be calling all the agents constantly. It is a pain in the ass, an absolute pain in the ass, a pain in the ass that I just did not feel like continuing to do. Oh man. Let's see, what else do we have going on that I wanted to talk about? Oh, we are still waiting on a decision from the NFL on Tyreek. I've told you from the get-go that I fear he will miss a game, right? Okay, I'm on record for that. And the fact that it's still hanging around, I don't like it. I don't like it because I might be right. If there wasn't going to be a suspension, I almost feel like your investigation would have been already over and you would have moved on from it. The fact that you're still keeping that around and you haven't told anything to the Dolphins or Tyreek on what you plan on doing, I wonder if they're deciding on what kind of punishment. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'd be shocked if it's more than a game. I'd be really, 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 really shocked. I think worst case scenario is a game, or if not, some kind of fine. That for sure he's going to get some kind of fine or something, some kind of slap in the hand. But worst case scenario, I've been fearing a game suspension from all of that. And again, for those of you that are just tuning in or you're new to the channel, maybe you can go back and watch the piece that I'm sure Sean made of it. I reacted from that because of the anger he showed. because he clearly has an anger issue. Not the slap itself on the back of the head. That wasn't like the worst thing in the world. You can't put your hands on anybody. So that kind of deserves its suspension. But to me, the worst part was, one, his friend had to hold him back. And then the second go around, like 6 people had to hold him back. So that's the disturbing part of the video, actually, not the actual slap. The fact that, remember what Juice just said? What did Juice just say? Derek Rogers and Jason Taylor saved his life that day, right? They walked him off the ledge. Correct? All those people walked him off the ledge. If his friend doesn't stop him, he assaults the guy. If the 6 people don't stop him, he assaults the guy. And then you've got a long-term suspension. But the fact that he has a history in 2 incidents, and then now this, I think because of the track record and because of the anger displayed in that video, I think there'll be some kind of anger management thing and in a game suspension. So, that's one thing that came from the press conference that yesterday that I think we need to be well aware of it and we need to know about it because it is still out there, folks. And I find it a little disturbing that it's still out there. Because if it was cut and dry and you think, it's just a slap in the back. If that's all you're going to look at, then you move on. But I kind of think they're going to be looking at what I saw, that the part that I thought was disturbing of the video is his anger from all of that.
Tropical weather statement.
There we go. One more bring. Let's go. Come on. You can do it one more time. I think they do it twice. Let's go. No? Not doing it? So we got another advisory going on. Okay. Another advisory. Wow. Are you serious, Sean? Yesterday we told you we were at 1,200 viewing hours.
The National Weather Service has issued a tropical weather statement.
There you go. Anyway, we were at 1,200 viewing hours. Today we're at 1,900 viewing hours. That's a lot to go up. Thank you. You guys are watching extra. Remember, we got to get to 4,000 viewing hours. When we get to the 4,000 viewing hours, we'll give you the heads up for those of you that are watching extra for us. And, when the show is over, you watch it again. Even though you're walking around the house or work or whatever, you're just leaving the computer, the iPad running. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hit the notification bell, hit the like button, all that good stuff, man. It's very important. All that helps us grow, but we cannot monetize this channel until we get 1,000 subscribers, right? And at least 4,000 hours viewed. So we went yesterday from 1,200 to 1,900. So we're almost halfway in 1 week. Okay? Well, it's not a whole week yet because Tuesday's not done yet, actually. And yesterday was our most viewed show, which thank you all out there. Appreciate it. On the channel, on this channel, not overall. We've had some other ones that are just crazy. But anyways, thank you very much as we're growing this channel. Remember, all our live shows are here. Our daily live show, Squared Circle Digest with Sean and Frankie, and I'm bringing back the crypto show. And if this little pump here is a sign of things to come, yeah. I just don't, it reminds me of Dolphins fans sometimes. Like, I've spent my last year and a half trying to walk you off the ledge and tell you, dude, you got a front office now. You got a coach. You got a quarterback. I'm trying to get Dolphin fans to allow themselves to enjoy this. Okay? Because I want you to enjoy this because this is good. We're on the road to watching this team be special. Remember the shit that Jimmy talked about? We're going to be special, and he couldn't do shit. They're headed to being special now, finally. 25 years later, after Jimmy spewed that lie, they're going to head to being special. Okay. Connor Williams needs to take Jackie Wilson's music off his device. No more Higher and Higher. Great interview with Juice, Big O. Hope we'll see him again on the show during the season. Yeah, I'll reach out to Juice, One-Eyed Jack. We'll get him on. No, I checked for the Colts. They don't have a backup center that you would trade for. You're not going to trade they're not trading their starting center with a rookie quarterback. They're not doing that. So let's not get crazy. All right, they do have a rookie quarterback. You don't do that. But I did look last night when they made the Feeney move. I went right to the Colts to find out, do they have a backup center? Is it Taylor and a backup center, and then you're sending a second and Ogba, or some shit like that, or and he's going to bring a backup center? Did they draft a center or something? Nothing. There was nothing there. So it's somewhere else in the league, or they're going with Eichenberg. No Eichenberg, please. So we'll see. David says, at this point, it can't be a suspension for week 1. Not fair. Team needs reasonable forewarning. No, they don't. They have more than enough time. They've been practicing all off season, dude. So, and if they're going to mention it, I think they'll mention it by the end of this week. So that way you have it for the week of when you prepare. So I would imagine that the Tyreek ruling, here's a little, I'm going to go out on a limb here. The Tyreek ruling comes in by Friday at 5:00. Money in the bank that the Tyreek ruling comes in at 5:00, because they need to know going into the weekend when they start practicing on Monday for the Chargers, they need to know whether Tyreek is playing or not. So by Friday, 5 p.m., closing of NFL offices, we will find out if Tyreek is fined, suspended, or nothing. Okay? Guaranteed. It won't go past that, because then it doesn't become fair, David. Then you're right. You are 1,000. But right now it's more than fair, more than reasonable. You have more than enough time to prepare without him. Question, will Robert Jones be on the PUP list because he's on the 53-man roster? They'll place him on the PUP list, I would imagine. Yeah. Juice was the first Miami Dolphin player trading card I ever had. Still have it to this day. Nice job. You got to get it signed. That's the next thing. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. You might think you are subscribed, but this is a new channel. Exactly. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. But right now we have more likes than are watching. 248 to 247. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And there's a bunch of you at 247 there that are watching that you haven't even hit the like button. Think about that. You guys could easily take it to like 275 if you felt like it right now. Easy. Because, there's a few of you that haven't hit it. So, but I appreciate it. Sean and I appreciate it if you can hit the like button, because it gets it out, it gets the new channel out there so more people are finding out. Von Miller. Constantly injured. Buffalo is leaving Von Miller on the physically unable to perform list past Tuesday's 4 p.m. deadline, which means he's ineligible to be active during the first 4 games of the season. He will not be there for the October 1st matchup against the Dolphins. If he misses the first 4 games, he's missing that game. Yes, sir. What do you got, Sean?
Not a big name, but Ethan Bonner, the rookie safety, has been cut.
Okay. Bonner the boner. He's out. All right. All right, Big O, what up? Haven't been able to comment because I'm at work, but I got the like and I'm here. And hit the notification bell. Very important you guys hit the notification bell. That way you know when we're on live. And, if I go with some kind of surprise show or something, and the crypto show may not be a permanent, fixed time like this is every day at 10 a.m. The crypto show might be a little bit more looser. So definitely hit the notification bell. 250 at 2 hours a day is 1,000 a day, 4K by Friday. We can do it. Let's go. You can do it. There's no doubt you guys can do it. And listen, wow, you're up to 262. Nice job. Nice job, those of you. Sean and I can't thank you enough. That is awesome. We're almost halfway to our mark of 4,000 hours viewed. That's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And we haven't even finished the first week. So thank you all out there. Von Miller might not be ready until November. Well, you know what? Now you mentioned it. That's right, because then he has to practice and kind of get in shape and all that. That's been a disaster of a signing. How many people in the media have gone out on a crazy ass limb and told you that the Bills will implode this year? How many people have told you that the Dolphins will win the division in the media? In the media, fans are fanatical, so they're always going to think they're going to win the Super Bowl every year, even though I got them going to the Super Bowl. But what I'm saying is, not a lot of people are picking the Dolphins to win this division, right? Because they're all worried about the Bills, and you should be. They're the number one team in the division. I just think Miami is going to take over this year. I just do. I apologize for being too positive. Okay? You know? That's the beauty of having Juice on, because Juice knows me for a long, and he knows that I constantly rip this team. Some of you that have been with me for a long time, you know, I've never been like this in the last 20 years of the Dolphins. Never. Never. It would frustrate Dolphin fans. A lot of Dolphin fans ended up hating me because I was never positive, and I don't create false negativity or positivity. It's equal, by the way. I don't go out and create negative talk just to like stir it up and shit like that. And I don't go out and make a whole bunch of positive statements because I want to put on the pom-poms. And no, I don't do that shit, dude. Don't do that shit. If I feel good about it, I'm telling you. If I feel shitty about it, I'm going to tell you. And I have not felt about the Dolphins like this since, 80s, early 90s. Have not. Sorry. Hasn't been like this for a long, 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 long time. So, why doesn't that horrible contract the Bills gave to Von Miller get talked about a lot? What can I tell you, bro? So, my finger hurts from hitting the refresh button 100 times an hour looking for Jonathan Taylor trade news. That's funny, Finn Rule. That's good, brother. Hang in there, man. Just be prepared to be heartbroken. I'm just telling you. This is Saquon Barkley. This is Dalvin Cook. Not Jordan Poyer, because I don't really think they had the interest in Jordan Poyer. This is Josh Jacobs. They inquire and they try to get low-hanging fruit. And if Indy wants real value, like they should expect for him, I just don't expect the Dolphins to give him real value. I expect the Dolphins to screw you over. That's what I expect. I expect Chris Greer to bamboozle your ass. And you homers out there are making the kind of Mike Tannenbaum trade that Chris Greer just does not make. And that's where I differ with you fans, and I differ with some of the media that is out there. Oh, no, yeah, second rounder. They might give up a first, and they're willing to give him $15 million a year. And get the hell out of here, dude. None of that I'm believing. Okay? Not even close. When sports and business collide, we like doing something called the KSDT CPA, Sports Business Report. All right. Let's talk a little Miami Freedom Park. Yes, sir. Oh, the business report. This is good news. Why? Work has started on the Miami Freedom Park. It is set to open sometime in the 2025 season. Fencing is up. The heavy equipment is on the site. This public park and entertainment district of 131 acres, retail, hotel property, all kinds of stuff. And they're going to have a groundbreaking ceremony soon enough. You know, the cynical one in me is thinking they're first going to unearth all the dirty shit that they have down there underneath, you know, because it was a dump site before. And that way it's kind of safe for everybody to go on there and then do the gold shovel and the hats and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm wondering if that's what they're doing before they have that. Or do they do that with them not unearthing all that toxic waste that is underneath the ground, which, again, we're so screwed up in the way, you know, it's like, I love people that think that we're not damaging the climate when we're creating the state of Texas in the Pacific Ocean of plastic. There's a island of plastic the size of Texas in the Pacific Ocean. That's us. That's us. You know? And it's kind of and waste. We don't even know how to get rid of it. I think I just saw where is it Broward County? They're having issues on getting rid of waste, and they may have to like ship it out of the country and all. So where's it going? And we bury it under the ground. Oh, that's really good for our environment. That's really good for our kids. You know, everything. It's funny how, you know, it's like people don't, you know, it really is amazing how people fight that when it's obvious that we are just damaging everything and making it worse for our kids. Anyway, good thing is they will clean up all of that and then make a beautiful Miami Freedom Park there. And the other thing is, I know I've heard that some judges play at Mel Reese. That place that's a deadbeat golf course. Okay. So the only thing, and they're going to keep alive, is the kids program. And that's it. And that's what you should be kept alive, and you put it somewhere else. You keep it going for the kids. Outside of that, this is way more productive than anything Mel Reese does. This is going to have retail stores, hotel property. This thing's going to employ thousands of people. When you talk about the team, you talk about the retail stores, you talk about the hotel, you talk about the practice facilities, everything. You need people to run all that. That's going to get thousands of jobs. Give me a break, dude. It's not even, this shouldn't even be up for a debate. Now, getting in and out of there for a game, yeah, that might be a mission. But then again, that happens to a lot of places when you go to a sporting event. It is what it is. That is your KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Drago, you are correct. When Chris Greer was correct, the dysfunction ended when he was hired. You are correct. Dysfunction's over. Good football decisions are being made. A good football team is being put together. It's up to Mike McDaniel and Vic Fangio to get the job done. That's all. Pretty simple. What do you got for me?
Tom Pelissaro reporting the Dolphins released veteran defensive end Deshaun Hand per source.
Yeah, somebody was like, I was in a discussion with somebody about Hand and Peely. I said, I'm not keeping Hand over Peely. I'm keeping Peely. Peely's got potential. So Brandon Peely, I think, is going to make this team. So far, the three I said, right? Brandon Peely, Julian Hill, and Brooks, the running back. Those are the three that I said would make it. I like Cameron Good, but he's not an undrafted. He's from last year. He's a draft pick. But the three undrafted guys I told you that I would keep, and I would go as far as 5 backs. And who knows? Maybe they're only keeping Brooks because if they make the Jonathan Taylor trade, they will send a back to them, maybe Mostert, and then they'll keep Brooks. Who knows? I'm not sure. I don't know what it is, but I would keep Brooks. I like Brooks. You need backs, man. You need backs. They break down. There are boats now that are haul out of plastic in the water, and we have incinerators that burn the plastic to nothing. There should be, but again, it's the state of Texas. You know how long it's going to take? I've seen those projects that with the nets that are really wide. By the way, VeChain, the crypto coin, is part of the ocean cleanup. So you'll know they do a lot of stuff. VeChain does a lot of stuff that helps in tracking and cleaning the environment. Actually, that's the key when you invest in crypto. You know, that's why we talk about shit coins, you know, meme coins and all that. And this is why I tell you, you find companies that have real world services that they're providing, things that are needed in this world. And if those are the kind of companies you're going after, then you're investing in the right crypto companies. But if you're investing in a meme coin that is just for fun or popularity, the bottom of that is going to fall out any minute and you're just going to get screwed. Sean, you got some breaking news or something there?
Not breaking news, but I wanted to ask you, the Panthers have informed veteran safety Eric Rowe that he's being released. Could that be a name maybe Dolphins look at? I don't know what the issue was or why he had. I don't know if he just went for more money or what, but Eric Rowe has been informed he will be released.
My problem with Eric Rowe is he's very limited. Eric Rowe is so inconsistent with wide receivers. He found a niche in covering tight ends, but he is an inconsistent safety. I would not personally bring him back, to be quite honest. I know they used him a little bit in covering tight ends, but I just think he is an inconsistent safety, to be quite honest. So I would not personally get Eric Rowe back onto this team. What else do we have? Brooks looks good. His vision is good. Finding the holes. Yep. Forget JT. Wilkins. Yeah. But if Wilkins is going to sign, I think we'll find out in the next, 5 days. Kind of like a little after maybe than Tyreek. I think we'll find out by the league by Friday at 5:00 if they're going to fine him, suspend him, or do anything. And I think by Sunday we'll know if Wilkins gets a deal or not. I think if it's Monday and Wilkins doesn't have a deal, it's not going to happen this year. It'll happen either towards the end of this season because he's kicking ass with sacks, or it'll happen in the offseason, or it won't happen at all. You know? That could be the case. What else do we have to talk about on the program that I wanted to talk about? You know, we had no games yesterday, but we do have an MVP. And it was part of some of the news yesterday. And so, while it's not a game, he is dominating in this game, and it's time to give him the Cutter's Edge MVP of the night.
Who's last night's MVP? For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com. Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
Yeah, we love it. William Quigley, great people. He runs this company, does an excellent job. Make sure you reach out to them, 954-472-0622, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. Remember, when you add landscaping to your business or your home, you will raise its value. So make sure you reach out to William, and maybe maintenance too. Maybe you do have some landscaping, but it's not looking as sharp as it used to. That's because it's not being maintained properly. That's the other thing that they do. They do a great job of maintenance. Now, the MVP is somebody a little bit under the radar, but shouldn't be. And let me give the Cutter's Edge MVP of the night to the Moss brothers. What they have done in this town, what they have done for Major League Soccer, what they have done for this country's sport in soccer, what they have done in putting them on the map worldwide, the impact of this move for Messi, the fact that they built a stadium in Fort Lauderdale for fun while they await to build the one in Miami. No one does that. And from the get-go, while they made a shit ton of mistakes because they didn't know what the hell they were doing, and the wrong GM was hired, and they had 5 DPs, and it was a disaster, the effort was always there. The desire was always there, and every time I would talk to somebody, I would tell them it's only a matter of time. I've been around Jorge Mas, and that dude wants to win. That family is just going to go balls out, and they're going to figure this thing out. And once they figure it out, like any new business, you're going to make your mistakes. There was some dysfunction there. I get it. But I never, ever, ever wavered on the fact that they would have success, because that's what they've been about. So I knew that they were going to do this. And what they've done by bringing Messi here, it has changed everything, man. And everybody wants to be a part of it. It's a really, really cool thing to watch. And I tell you all the time, as a guy that's been guaranteed the number one supporter of local soccer in the electronic media is yours truly. And I could not be more happier to see what's going on, the success, and the fact that people like myself that have been wanting this for a long time, we finally got soccer, and we got soccer that matters. And it's a really cool thing. And we got to thank the Moss brothers, because their dedication, their insane focus to win. And I don't think they'll tell you about it. I don't think they've never told me about this or anything like that. But deep down inside, I think the Moss brothers were truly insulted by Major League Baseball. And as you know, I don't want to get, too sprinkling the nationality stuff and make it personal. But as Cubans, baseball is, boxing and baseball are like Cubans' favorite sports. You know what I'm saying? And I would imagine that the Moss family wanted the Marlins badly. And when they weren't given that, and they had the opportunity to buy Inter Miami, a sport they probably never followed up until now, the last few years, and a sport that they now, are following closely. I think that added motivation to, like, we're going to have a team that the Marlins could never compete with. And I think that desire to succeed got even bigger by the insult of Major League Baseball and the stupid decision by Major League Baseball. You turn down a true billionaire, a local billionaire, to bring in somebody from out of town that doesn't have the money. That makes no sense. Anytime you can actually give a local team to a local billionaire, that's always the best thing to do, because Mickey Arison gives a shit about South Florida, and Wayne Huizenga gives a shit about South Florida, and Stephen Ross gives a shit about South Florida, because they're entrenched in this town. The Moss family cares about South Florida. I'm not sure Bruce Sherman cares about South Florida, because I don't know if he's really one of us or just, has a vacation home here and, but he's not. Is he really a South Florida resident? And that when you have a chance to do that, to bring a billionaire like that to baseball, I think that slap in the face to the Moss family added more fuel to their fire. And when they said, oh, we can buy in, okay, we don't know anything about soccer, but you know what? We're going to have the best soccer team in the United States. And we're going to have one of the best soccer teams in the world. I'll tell you this, Moss told me this, and he's said it publicly too. He doesn't want to just compete in the MLS. He wants his team to be respected internationally. He wants his team to be able to go play the elite teams and hang with them and beat them. So their thirst is not to have national success. The Moss's family's thirst is to have international success and be a global sensation, not just as a novelty, like that's kind of what they are to the world right now, but a real deal. Like a team that you look at and you say, whoa, and you respect them like Manchester United or Liverpool or Arsenal or whatever. So I'm just saying, I got to give the Moss family the Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
Per Barry Jackson, the Dolphins are cutting Elijah Higgins. Will be on practice squad if he clears waivers.
Makes sense. He didn't look like he was going to make it. He didn't do enough. It wasn't consistent enough. He's still too green. I like him as a route runner, but still not yet. Not there. I'm getting Higgy with it. Yeah, I expected him to. I think I told you guys. I told you Julian Hill is my third best tight end. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what the Salbert injury is, but I guess then you'll keep Croft instead. Smythe, Croft, and then. But if the Salbert injury isn't that serious, then I'd keep Salbert over Croft. That's just me. But Julian Hill, I like. Julian Hill, Brooks, and Brandon Peely are three undrafted guys that I would keep on this roster. But I don't get paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's give you some birthdays today. Okay? Let's start off. Where are we at here? All right. Birthdays. Here we go. Today, Michael Jackson would have celebrated a birthday. He was born on this date in 1958. We lost him in 2009. Who else do we have going on? Bunch of YouTube and TikTok stars. It's crazy, dude. John McCain, rest in peace, was born on this date in 1936. Lost him in 2018. I didn't know there were that many YouTube and TikTok stars. It's amazing to me. Chris Hadfield, astronaut, is 64. Dante Bosco, actor, is 48. Carla Gugino, she is 52. And that's it. Richard Attenborough, the director, born in 1923, lost him in 2014. Oh, I know who Courtney Stodden is. Not that I watched the show, but I've seen her in headlines enough. She's 29, a reality star. Not that I really know her that well, but okay. I could go with that one. I can give you that one at least. All right, music history, right? We always like going over what happened today in music history. We start off with Metallica in 2003. Metallica played an intimate show in New York to members of their fan club, performing some rare tracks like songs Kill 'Em All. In 95, while shooting the video for Meatloaf's I'd Lie for You, and That's the Truth, a pilot and a cameraman were killed in a helicopter crash at Sequoia National Park. In 1990, on this date, Elton John checked himself into a rehab center in Chicago to receive treatment for bulimia, alcoholism, and drug abuse. In 1970, on this date, Edwin Starr began a 3-week run at the top of the singles charts with War. In 1992, during their sold-out Zoo TV tour, U2 became the second act ever to play at New York's Yankee Stadium. Billy Joel was the first. In 2005, Queens of the Stone Age singer Josh Homme collapsed after a show in Hamburg, Germany, due to exhaustion. In 1977, 3 people were arrested in Memphis after trying to steal Elvis Presley's body. I remember that. Because of this, his remains were moved to Graceland. I remember that. I remember that big time. In 1987, on this date, Def Leppard had their first #1 album in the UK with Hysteria. It would take just under a year for the record to top the charts here in the US. And in 2000, Slipknot caused chaos at the UK's Kerrang Awards. They smashed glasses, threw a monitor off the stage, destroyed a microphone, and set fire to their table. They also won 3 awards, including the one for the best single and best live act. And that, my friends, is what happened today in music history. Eagles sign Isaiah Rodgers, who was suspended for the 23 season for violating gambling policy. There you go. I'm living life. I could run circles around you. Okay. I guess that's another discussion going on. Moss, he sounds like Stephen Ross. They want to win. Oh, they want to win bad. Bad. All you got to do is hang around Jorge Mas for a little bit and hear him talk about what he wants to do. And the passion just like oozes out. And you see it. And that's why I would tell anybody that would ever ask me, I would tell them, don't worry about it. They'll figure it out. They'll win. They're too driven not to win. Too driven. And I'm telling you, the Marlin thing, lit their asses on fire. Okay? So, what can I tell you? What else do we have going on in the world of sports as Miami works their way to 53? Oh, by the way, Manny Navarro's interview will be dropping. Has it dropped already? Not yet. Should be dropping soon. We will have Cam Wolf later on this evening. Okay? We're going to do the interview after the deadline. So sometime, I think like around 5 o'clock is when we're doing it. So it'll probably drop somewhere in the 6 o'clock hour or something like that. So Cam Wolf and I will go over all of the cuts. And if they make the trade for Jonathan Taylor, we'll go over it. So make sure, this is why I tell you at the other platform, Big O Radio Show, this is Big O Radio Show Live. But on the other platform, this is why the notification bell is so important on both of them. Because then you'll know when Sean drops the Manny Navarro one, you'll be able to listen to it. And when the Cam Wolf one drops, you'll be able to listen to it. So Cam and I will go over all of the cuts to get to 53 for the time being. And then if a trade is made for Jonathan Taylor, we will go over the trade, what was given, if anything is given, whatever. If it's made, we'll be able to get it done for you. Okay? What else do we have? Oh man, did you guys see this shit? Where is it? Oh yeah, that's right. That's correct. Did you see what happened to Ronald Acuna? I mean, I thought that was some wacky stuff yesterday. And not only that, but if you look at it, if you look at the whole scene, right? Because it's two guys that rush onto the field. One guy wants to, hug Acuna, right? And then the security is there, and another guy comes in and basically ends up tackling, Acuna. And to Acuna's credit, he falls because somebody's on the floor under him. You know what I'm saying? And let me play the video for you. Let me play the video for you. Oh wait, I gotta minimize it first here. Okay, I'm gonna play the video for you so you can see it and check out how it happened, just in case for those of you that didn't watch it. But it's kind of a crazy scene because somebody could easily get injured here. Okay, so I'm gonna enlarge it for you here, and now I'm gonna play it. So watch this. Guy comes up, he hugs Acuna, right? Right? And then here's security coming to trying to peel him off, right? They peel him off, and here comes another guy. And then because the guy that's on the floor, he falls. So he kind of gets tripped. And Acuna is tripping out right now. And here are all these guys being held by security guards. And see, our problem in our world is we don't have consequences. Like if you're going to jail for a week for doing shit like this, and I know a week is really serious, but think about what the serious nature of what could happen if you get on the field. Martina Hingis, years ago, got stabbed in the neck. Was it Martina Hingis? I think it was Hingis, right? Anyway, and so you see these idiots and being carried out and all that kind of stuff. And to me, this is where there's no place for this, bro. Acuna is one of the best players in Major League Baseball. Look how close this guy got. What about if they do some real damage to the person? And this is why there needs to be repercussions. This is what I talk about. And this is all like in life. Like you want to control gun issues? Dude, make the laws like the worst. Like if you just get caught with a stolen gun or a gun that's not yours, brother, you get 15 years. Nobody will touch a gun. Just being caught with it. You commit any kind of crime when nobody gets injured. Just committing a crime, 25 years. Someone gets injured, 30, 35 years. Someone gets killed, death penalty. Don't F around. And you'll see gun violence drop drastically. But criminals do things over and over again, or idiots like this will do this over and over again and get on the field because slap in the hand. We don't do anything to people. And that can't happen. Right? You're protesting, and then you start rioting and destroying things, brother. You need to be arrested, and you need to serve some serious jail time, and your ass is working every day of your life to pay for whatever you damaged. That's it. We need serious consequences in life. If there are no serious consequences, this is what happens. Look at this idiot fighting his way out. That guy would never think of going onto the field if he knows right away for going onto the field, you will get 1 week in jail. Just going onto the field. You injure somebody, like if a security guard gets injured on the way out because you were fighting, give them a month. And then they'll start thinking about it. And then they won't start doing this kind of stupid things. But these stupid things happen because we don't have consequences. And these idiots, a night in jail. Some of these idiots are like, well, bro, if I can get to hug Messi, I'll spend a night in jail. And then I'm a social media sensation and all that. Look at the woman that was on the plane saying that, whatever, that everybody's going to die, that person's an alien, this, that. And, she's like getting fame for that. That's how screwed up this world is. I find it to be, ridiculous, to be quite honest. And, Ronald Acuna is a hell of a player, bro. You don't want that guy getting injured. Come on, man. It was Monica Seles. Thank you, Eddie Lepp. Monica Seles. I knew it was a tennis player back in those days. Monica Seles was the one that got stabbed. Thank you. I kind of knew that I was wrong because I was like, was it Hingis? It was Seles. That's it. So, was that the Juice look like when Jason Taylor saved him? Carrying him out. Yes. I got you now. What do you got, Sean?
Now, Barry Jackson reporting tight end Eric Saubert will be among the other expected Dolphin cuts today.
Okay, so then
throwing that out there. I mean, he hasn't been released yet, but he's saying he will be among the cuts today.
Yeah, so it must be the injury. So then Croft stays, Saubert goes, Julian Hill stays. By the way, maybe Julian Hill stays now because if you're cutting one of the you're not cutting Smythe. But, you got Smythe, Croft, and Saubert, right? Those were, like, considered the blocking ones. So you let go of Saubert and you keep Croft. So now I think Julian Hill's making the team. I like Julian Hill, man. I like it. So. Just elite the morons who throw stuff at art. Oh, yeah, exactly. You get caught throwing stuff at an artist, brother, you should be banned for life from any arena. They should all have your picture. They should have your picture and your name and your info. You cannot be at any concert ever. Period. That's the way to do it. Not just that arena. Ban their ass from everywhere. Any moron that wants to throw things at an artist, that's disgusting, dude. That's just, there's no place for that. That's assault. I mean, the other day when that girl got hit with the phone in the face, dude, that's like you hit somebody with my phone. It's like a brick, dude. It's a brick. That shit hurts, man. Police dogs don't play. But Mike, the problem is if you release the dog, there's a player there and you got security and all that. So I got no problem releasing the police dog. I just don't want the innocent people getting hurt. I don't care about the idiot that runs on the field. Dude, if players want to take shots at him, I would love for, if you get on the field, they put you in a chair and the airplane scene happens. And all the players get shots. Some of them are standing with bats. Some of them are going to hit you with a glove. Some are going to just like shove a football in your face. You know what I mean? That scene from Airplane where she's freaking out and everybody's standing in line to slap her and all that. And they got weapons. I wouldn't mind that scene. No, the Jacksonville mass shooting is disgusting. But you know how it is, Devin. We have hatred in this. It's the weirdest thing. You hate somebody because they're Asian. You hate somebody because they're black. You hate somebody because of their religion. You hate somebody because they're gay. None of this stuff registers for me, to be quite honest. None of this is I can't understand any of this. I can't comprehend with any of this. You know what I'm saying? And we just got crazy people all over the place. unfortunately. There was a guy who ran back in the day, who ran onto the field during a Colts game, and Mike Curtis. Oh, yeah, I remember that. And they should. I have no problem with that. Yeah, players isn't going to take a shot. They get to. Yeah, plus, Mike, like a baseball player, they got to use their hands. I don't want them swinging their fist. They break a knuckle or whatever. That's Ronald Acuna. No, we need to protect them. It's not their fault, but security has to be better, and the laws have to be super strict, bro. Super strict. The second you step onto a field, you got a week. You reach the player, that should be assault right there. And now you charge them with everything, and you add and just make it where you don't want to step onto a field. Just by stepping onto the field, you're already going to jail for a week. That'll scare you. You don't want to, and throw them in Gen Pop for a week. Freak them out, baby. Hey, we're over 300 likes. 303. You people are amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, did you see where Giannis, right? He's got this whole thing that, they got to show me they're committed and all that. So there's this story out there that says the Lakers and the Knicks are expected to have interest in the former MVP. And both of these teams, either tried to sign or had one of the Antetokounmpos on the team or something like that. So that's why they threw it out there. So let me ask you something, because I laughed at that story right away. So Giannis wants to know if they're committed to winning in Milwaukee, where he already won a title. Okay? Why would the Knicks be a part of any conversation? When have the Knicks been committed to winning? When are they competent enough to know how to win? I'm sorry, I must have missed that over the last 20 years. Like, they're a joke of an organization. I get it. The media has to write something, Giannis related. Not that Giannis is saying he really would be interested in the Lakers or the Knicks. And look, I get it with the Lakers. I can't say the same shit with the Lakers. Okay? They'll spend money. They've won before, even with Ginny Bus. But the Knicks, seriously. If Giannis Antetokounmpo wants to win, if any player really wants to win, you're not choosing to go to the Knicks. Ever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when we talk about incompetence, you look it up in the dictionary, it has the face of James Dolan and the logo of the Knicks. I mean, that is the epitome of incompetence. The New York Knicks. But I love it, because the media's got to write something. They've got to get some clicks and views and all that good stuff. And the New York market is enormous. So you'll get the Knicks fans, not necessarily a bright bunch. They'll, believe all of that because, of course, all the stars end up there. After all, they write about all the stars going there. So he wants to know if they're committed. He's looking to win a championship, and he's going to go to the Knicks? That's freaking hilarious, dude. But, hey, man, desperate riders, smart, include the Knicks, lots of traffic, lots of suckers. I get it. But, hey, Knicks fans, stay suckered, baby. We love you. The Knicks. You step on the field, you should be a week and $1,000 fine, easily. Just one toe on the field, arrested for a week. Scare the shit out of them. Folks, we are done. We thank OJ McDuffie. That interview will drop on the other platform if you missed it soon. Also, Manny Navarro's is going to drop soon. We are going to talk to Cam Wolf today, but we are waiting till after 4 o'clock. It'll be, I already talked to him because I think between 4 and 5, he might be on NFL Network, especially if they make the trade. So we'll get him at 5 o'clock, and we'll break down all of the cuts. And if they make that crazy trade for Jonathan Taylor, we will also mention it too. Don't forget, folks, please watch as much as possible. We need to get to 4,000 hours viewed. All right. So help us get to 4,000 hours viewed so we can monetize this channel. Please subscribe to the channel. We have to get over 1,000 subscribers also to get to monetize this channel too. So please continue. Share the channel. Hit the notification bell. Hit the like button. Thank you for hitting the like button already 307 times. That is awesome. Let's go for 400, baby. Let's do it. Appreciate all of you out there. We will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel, and we'll be at Caneswear, baby. Caneswear.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O